Grief doesn't keep a calendar. Anxiety doesn't clock out after 5. Depression doesn't care if it's your busy season. But support can still fit into your life. With Grow, you can find a therapist who meets you where you are. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions. You can search by insurance, provider specialty, treatment methods, and more to find a therapist who works for you. And if it's not the right fit, switching is easy. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Find therapy on your time. Evenings, weekends, and cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/ACAST today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/ACAST. growtherapy.com/ACAST. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
It's a mini. It's a mini. Oubliette minisodes.
Hello and welcome to Movie Oubliette and another minisode on a film we saw at TIFF. I'm joined as always by Joe.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about an interesting film. It's called Dust Bunny, and it's the directorial debut of Bryan Fuller, who, despite never having directed a feature before, is a name that you probably have come across before.
Yes, of course. So horror fans will know him from Hannibal, the TV show, but also you may have seen his previous show to Hannibal, which was Pushing Daisies. And Conrad, I think maybe part of your struggle with Dust Bunny is that we are doing more of a Pushing Daisies vibe than we are a Hannibal vibe.
Absolutely. So I went into this expecting to see something visually akin to Hannibal. It also stars Mads Mikkelsen.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, I know what territory we're in. And then all of a sudden we are in a golden and turquoise Jean-Pierre Jeunet world of whimsy and fairytale that I was not anticipating at all, but I quickly got into it, I have to say.
Okay, good. Because I will confess, I'm not exactly sure what people are going to make of this movie, in part because it does feel very much like a Bryan Fuller joint. Like you can see his aesthetic, his interest in all sorts of elements of the film, but also it's a little too dark for a children's movie and maybe not sophisticated or interesting enough for adults. So maybe we should preface this by saying what the film is about.
Yes.
So, in the grand tradition of something like Leon the Professional, this is about a little girl who ends up working with an older man who is a hitman. So that would be the Mads Mikkelsen character. He is her neighbor, and he assumes a kind of guardianship over Aurora, who is played by Sophie Sloane, after her parents are killed by the monster who lives under her bed.
Yes, so she goes in search of her neighbor, who she believes is a monster slayer, after she free runs across the rooftops in the style of Batman and watches him defeat what, from her perspective, appears to be a dragon.
Right.
But is actually a bunch of assassins underneath a dragon costume, I think.
It's one of those things where you don't entirely need to know, because you just need to know that he is involved in this kind of underworld. He has a handler who is played mischievously and delightfully by Sigourney Weaver, who they only seem to meet in curious restaurants and bars.
Yes.
And I mean, the whole film is visually opulent, right? So there's stylistic fight choreography. There's some janky looking CGI stuff, which I didn't always care for, but I think we are talking about a film on a particular budget. And then there's an adorably twee young girl who has a relationship that she should not be investing as much as she is.
So I saw this very much in the same vein as something like City of Lost Children.
Yes.
Kept expecting Ron Perlman to show up. It is visually very ornate. It is a very heightened mode of storytelling that we are in. There is nothing that is attempting for verisimilitude here. It is very much a fairy tale.
Yes.
The first 30 minutes of it, I believe, are virtually dialogue-free.
A lot, yeah, because it's really just about her sussing out this man. And I wish I had have taken a note about what his character is called. It's something like the Unruffled Man or the Mysterious Man or something. So Mad's character is never actually named. He refuses to tell her his name. And it's so fun to watch that you kind of wish it aspired to do a little bit more. But we should also acknowledge it's frequently quite funny.
It is, and the thing that holds it together, because yes, you have this first act that focuses purely on Aurora and her view of the world. She has lost her parents. I think it's her third set of foster parents that have been eaten by the monster under her bed, so she really needs help at this point. You've got 30 minutes of that, and you have a midsection where she's developing her relationship with the hitman that lives next door, and then you have a denouement, and I think it sags a little bit in the middle, but it is throughout held together by the visual design and by the relationship between Aurora and the hitman, which is delightful to watch and has this signature recurring joke that he keeps attempting to pronounce her name, and she keeps she keeps correcting him, which is lovely, and it happens throughout. And I don't know whether that was in the script or that was just Mads Mikkelsen struggling with the word Aurora, which possibly does not come to his tongue easily.
Yeah, Aurora. Aurora. Yeah, and I mean, the set design, when it's not too enhanced by CGI, is also very whimsical and very fun. So, you know, one of the conceits is that the monster under the bed will only come out at night, and it will only get you if you have your feet on the floor. So she frequently goes around on an enormous, it looks like some kind of copper hippopotamus that she uses a riding pony to propel herself around the apartment. We have any number of assassins who come to kill the hitman. So, of course, we've got comedy hijinks of them trying to stage an assassination and being executed by the monster while we're also fighting. And, you know, it's very over the top, almost like wire fu. So we're really pulling from a number of different genres. And I think you can sense that Bryan Fuller has been maybe wanting to tell this story for quite some time because he has thrown pretty much everything he's interested at it. So even the costume design, like Mads Mikkelsen wears Bryan Fuller-esque clothing. If you've ever seen what the man looks like in real life, he wears hilariously garish and almost performative outfits like tracksuits and stuff.
Oh, I thought that was a reference to Kill Bill, the yellow tracksuit.
It quite possibly is, but Bryan Fuller himself frequently dresses like this as well. So Mads almost feels like an extension of him. But like the city, at one point we see that there is a New York license plate, but it looks like it could be either Hong Kong or Paris at different points. The assassins are a variety of different ethnicities, which also feels very Kill Bill-y. So it just feels like we're pulling in any number of fun references that Bryan Fuller is just obsessed with. And at some points, it does feel like it's a throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. But also, you have to admire that in other aspects where you just think, well, this is a singular vision.
Yeah, it really is. And if you're a little bit frustrated by the fact that the Dust Bunny is largely absent from the screen for the first 2/3 of the movie, you will not be disappointed. It makes a full-throated appearance in the finale.
Yes.
And it is a lot of fun. I think that's one area where I think they haven't skimped on the CGI effects. I think they pull that off very well.
I will gently disagree with that. I do agree that I think the actual design is intriguing. Like, it is called Dust Bunny because the monster looks like a very carnivorous rabbit. But there's no attempt to make it realistic. It's very obviously computer generated, and I didn't like that because it did kind of take me out. Okay. So I think that was the intention. Like, I don't think it's meant to look real, but also I didn't like it.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. I think it does stylistically fit the film.
It does.
And the world that it's creating.
Yeah.
So it's an odd movie.
Yes.
I can't say I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I think the pacing was probably my main issue. It does feel a little long for what it's trying to do, but the humor really got me through periods, and I think Mads is having a great time. His hair looks amazing. I mean, he's Mads Mikkelsen, so he's always amazing. But yeah, obviously he has a good collaborative partnership with Bryan Fuller. And this little girl, Sophie Sloane, is a gem. She manages to nail the disparate tones very well. And she is cute and adorable in all the ways you would expect a child actor to be. But that's also quite literally the character. And she makes it work.
Yeah, she does. It's an enjoyable movie. It's a very specific movie.
Yeah, so we know that this is coming out in December, but I don't know if it has a theatrical appeal. It does feel like it's going to play very well when people can just watch it on their own time, maybe over the holidays on some kind of streamer.
Yeah, which I feel is a shame, because one thing I did notice, the expansiveness of the aspect ratio. I mean, it is probably one of the widest ratios I've seen this year. So it does feel as though it was designed for a theatrical experience.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
Grief doesn't keep a calendar. Anxiety doesn't clock out after 5. Depression doesn't care if it's your busy season. But support can still fit into your life. With Grow, you can find a therapist who meets you where you are. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions. You can search by insurance, provider specialty, treatment methods, and more to find a therapist who works for you. And if it's not the right fit, switching is easy. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Find therapy on your time. Evenings, weekends, and cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/ACAST today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/ACAST. growtherapy.com/ACAST. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
So, Conrad, we're leaving Dust Bunny behind, but you wanted to make a comparison to another film that you saw, and I haven't. So, what are we talking about?
So, it's another film that has the color scheme, if not the monsters that you get in Dust Bunny. It's called Eternal Return.
Okay.
And it stars Naomi Scott as Cass, a woman on the verge of being 30, who is living in a London that I presume you can only access via Diagon Alley, because it just looks like the world of Harry Potter, and it's all very golden and very ornate. And she is kind of living in stasis because she hasn't recovered from the trauma of losing who she believed was the love of her life, her soulmate, who died 13 years ago. So if you do the math, that's when she was 16. But when you see her in the prologue, the lengthy prologue before the title even appears, full 15 minutes, I made a note.
Oh, okay. One of those, yes.
Yes. We see her at college meeting her soulmate.
At 16?
At 16, yes, which is quite odd. I'm not sure where she was educated.
So someone didn't do the math.
Somebody didn't do the math, or they didn't want her to be in her mid-30s. I don't know. It doesn't add up. Anyway, I immediately hated these people that they speak to each other at cross purposes and being very, very cute and semi-antagonistic towards each other and deliberately cutesy. They form a harp and cello pop band.
Okay.
Where Cass sings in a voice that is clearly pre-recorded and I suspect isn't Naomi Scott's.
Right, because this is the same actress who was in Smile 2, and I believe that someone else did the singing there. I could be wrong. I could be misinformed. But also, you've not said that the male lead is Kit Harington, who is delicious to look at and more cardboard than an IKEA box.
Oh, bless him. Well, in this one, he is the Londoner that she meets at the age of 29. His name is Virgil, if you will believe that.
Sir, come on.
And he owns a store that sells antique maps.
No, he does not.
How this is financially possible in the London of 2025 with the rental costs that would entail, I have no idea. But when they meet, he's trying to, bless him, Kit Harington is trying to pull off bookish and shy. He has glasses.
Of course, yes.
He has suspenders, or what we would call braces in the UK.
Right.
And he has lots of cardigans and knitwear. And
delightful.
And you can just tell he's just waiting to rip all of it off and admit his love for Cass. But instead, he tells her that he has found an ancient tome that tells him the secrets of creating maps that enable you to revisit emotionally significant moments of your life.
Oh, so this is a time travel film.
Or is it?
Okay. Wait, are these characters just delusional? Is it all taking place in a loony bin?
Or is it the most convoluted chat-up line you've ever heard? Who knows?
Yes, come into the back room. Let me show you my map collection.
Yes.
I also have a cage.
Yeah. It's insufferable. It really is incredibly difficult to watch. It is 115 minutes of Simon Callow narrating. Simon plays Virgil's elderly best friend, Malcolm, not related, who he is also drawing a map for so that he can go back to a significant moment in his past and repair his relationship with, I think, Allen Ginsberg.
Oh.
Yes. So there's lots of narration. There's a plinky-plonky score with harps and glockenspiels. It's all waltzes. Whenever they're driving around London trying to go from one significant emotional point on the map to another, it has this jazz score and they're visualized driving over an ornate antique map. Whimsy is very difficult to do. Romantic whimsy. We talked about this a lot when we were covering Somewhere in Time, the 1980 classic with Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve. It's a very delicate tone to hit and sustain in a way that the audience will suspend disbelief for.
Right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't suspend disbelief for this
now,
for a moment.
Question for you, because I've gathered, I mean, Somewhere in Time worked for you, but I think you also had something of a nostalgic connection to it.
Yeah.
Is it that you're just not resonating with this new film because you find romances or romantic comedies kind of abhorrent? Like, is it that you are not the target audience for this film, or is it that the film is genuinely bad, or is it both?
It's quite possibly both. I have a high bar for romance.
Okay.
But I am a sucker for it when it works.
Right.
I do love a good romantic comedy. I don't like a sort of hackneyed one that doesn't have a solid premise at its core and likable characters.
Right.
But I am a sucker for a good one that works.
Okay.
And this one is not that.
Yeah, it sounds like right from the jump, you couldn't invest in these characters as individuals. So watching them fall in love, you don't care.
No, I absolutely don't care, and I don't buy it either.
I mean, it sounds utterly ridiculous.
It really is. I mean, she seems to live in this enormous, ornate apartment in the centre of London. I don't know where her money comes from. She has a job in an office that they vaguely describe.
Right. The throwaway, this is where I get my money from, but you don't need to know the details because it's about love.
Exactly, which she gives up to pursue her career as a harpist who sings pop tracks. And you see her do this in front of an enormous audience that gives her a standing ovation. So,
of course, because she's so talented.
She is so talented. Her career immediately takes off. The market is just waiting for a solo harpist singer combo.
Obviously.
I mean, Taylor has not cornered that market yet, so Yeah, I have no further words for it. I mean, it's attempting a type of whimsy that feels akin to Dust Bunny's sort of heightened mode of storytelling. I think you're just supposed to go along with it.
Right.
There's a lot of narration. There's a lot of music. There's not a lot of people actually talking to each other as human beings and developing their characters. Right. And as a result of that, you feel kind of removed from it. And I think it's supposed to work just as a dreamlike fantasy.
It's just magic. This could be you, but also no one is like this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't buy into it at all. And I don't think that's entirely because I'm a cynical old man. I think it's just because it just is a very, very tough target to hit.
Yes.
For all its best intentions, I don't think it hits it.
Okay. Well, it sounds like one to stay away from.
Absolutely. So yeah, go for the ravenous Dust Bunny. Steer clear of the Eternal Return.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity to serve your local community and grow, we want you to join our team. Brightview Senior Living is growing and actively seeking vibrant associates to join our community teams, including directors, healthcare, activities, hospitality, and dining. Apply today at careers.brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal employment opportunities. Text BV Jobs to 97211 to apply.
What does it mean to live a rich life? It means brave first leaps, tearful goodbyes, and everything in between. With over 100 years' experience navigating the ups and downs of the market and of life, your Edward Jones financial advisor will be there to help you move ahead with confidence. Because with all you've done to find your rich, we'll do all we can to help you keep enjoying it. Edward Jones, member SIPC.